blatant right in your face. Don't make you look for shit.
So who would be some artists that to you to Lose Suplex to Lionel
Yeah,
was real? Who's real?
who's real?
And you know, like, and then we'll even expand further onto that. We can even go into like just real in general. You know what I mean? The concept
Mm-hmm.
of real, like, are all these people, like you were saying, like all these people, a lot of these people aren't exactly what they say they are, and they're kind of putting on a front.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe time, kind of, especially with social media, I think is gonna weed the real from the fake. But
Yeah, everybody they have their time, and it's like it's real clear like when the rappers fading out, like they started getting desperate, started doing whatever,
yeah.
when they start doing whatever.
So
Shit.
for you, I know you haven't maybe recorded like the most recently, but what's up with what's your plans for recording and like music coming out?
So it will really be to find a stable foundation.
Yeah.
I've coming up, I would run like in groups, or I would have like little like skate crews, and we would all rap together. So oftentimes I would just have to fill in a part, or just play my part, rap my verse, or
Almost
have
like you part of the group of a group.
yeah, I would have like a base to to go off, to bounce off, to feed off. It was energy, it was motivation. But like these days, it's like it's just me with it, so I'm not always the most motivated. But that's all me.
Did you feel more motivated when you were part of a group?
It's that I felt more motivated, and I was also inspired more. At the time, I had more people to look up to, but
Mm-hmm.
like it started to fade out a little bit over time.
Yeah.
Like people started, doing some generic shit. They all started sounding the same. Like people I used to look up to started, disappointing me. I'm like, yo,
I feel like a lot of young people kind of cling to the idea of the group because it gives them a way to lean on somebody else and not have to hold the whole responsibility of running the whole show themselves and having all eyes on you. And basically, you know, I I come from the world of fighting, right?
yeah,
I come from a world of there's no quarterback, there's no offensive lineman helping you out, there's
nah,
no point guard to toss the ball
it's
to.
all on you.
It's you. So I don't know, like it's hard for, especially for people coming up, like musicians, to find that balance of like, should I go the group route or should I go the solo route?
Yeah,
Because like you were saying, like when you go that solo route, you gotta be motivated and deep. You gotta
mm-hmm.
push yourself, because when you got the group and you hear one of your homies do a dope ass verse and you like, oh shit, that shit was hard. I gotta come harder. I
It
gotta
make you
kill
want
that
to
shit.
step your shit up.
And
Yeah,
it's easy to feed on that energy, but you gotta really dig deep down inside when it comes to the solo stuff,
yeah.
because you gotta realize you ain't competing against nobody than yourself at that point.
Yeah, and that's what I kind of you know, that's I take that shit, keep that shit close to me too, because I'm not really around other rappers a lot
Yeah,
like I could be. So when I'm writing music these days, shit, I'm basically competing with my bars from fucking 2013 or something,
yeah.
which were, not to say better, but they're competitive. They're still up there. Like, like that shit gave me a great year. But yeah, that's the competition right there. Just trying to outdo my last song. Just always trying to make a better song than the last one I recorded, or at least a different one. I
Definitely.
never wanted to record the same track twice.
Yeah, you don't want to
Unless it
sound
was
repetitive.
unless it was a remix. But
You
yeah, I
and
try to do different shit every time.
and I love Lil Wayne. I respect Lil Wayne.
Yeah, people sleep on Wayne, bro. They disrespect him.
I feel like, towards the later stuff in his career, though, I feel like he kind of started to slip into that himself. He started kind of repeating himself a lot. He kind of
Yeah,
start. I feel like he almost ran out of shit to say.
yeah,
I feel like at that point he kind of seen the world, he experienced everything, and I don't know. I think it's a good thing once you reach a certain level to to not always be coming out with something and have that little pause in between projects, maybe whether it's 6 months, whether it's a year, maybe it's 2 years. I mean, look how comedians put out their specials.
Yeah,
A lot of
every
comedians,
now and
every like Joe Rogan, for instance, every 2 years. He's
mm-hmm.
like not doing it every year. He's doing it every 2 years. Shit, I mean, some come out every 10 years. Fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, look at when's the last time you saw Chris Tucker with a new one? But he got one.
That's a good example. Hey, but on the strength of that, one of my favorite rappers, man, guy named Jay Electronica. Like a lot of people they're like searching, looking
The industry
for him.
knows him, but it's weird, right?
Yeah, they can't find him, man. They looking for Jay, man. But it's like
They looking for his album.
he like the album, more specifically the album.
What you mean?
He's
What happened?
he
lost his
won't-
album?
Nah, he won't put it out, man. We've been waiting for it.
Holy shit, he never puts it out.
We've been waiting for it.
He's like a
but
Frank Ocean.
even still, shit, Frank drops every few years.
But
But shit, man.
every a couple years past due, but hey, fuck it.
The shit with Jay Elect, man, like he's put out enough to where it's like he's still like his place in, not to get all sentimental or whatever the fuck, but his place in my heart with the rap and shit, like it won't be, touched or fucked with, like,
Yeah.
like even though he's not dropping, it's no new shit. It's like, I got this appreciation for the shit, man. It's like,
Yeah.
but shit, not everybody can earn that though or reach that.
Yeah.
But that's a cool little excuse, if you will, for a hiatus.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, go listen to the old shit that's out, motherfucker. Why you begging for the new shit? Have you heard, like
Yeah.
with Wayne, if anybody was begging for some new Wayne, he has an album, it's called, I forgot the name of it, but it's a rock song. It has a track called, like, Da Da Da. It's a song called The Price Is Wrong. It's a song called the Ground Zero.
He was trying to go
Like,
for that
it-
skater punk rock sound
Yeah,
for a sec.
it's on that same track
was playing
that
guitar?
song that song Knockout is with Nicki Minaj. It's that song is on that album. So whatever the name of that album is, but
So you tuned in with a lot of the
yeah, it's
the
like
newer.
I mean that shit's pretty old, man.
Okay,
that shit's
okay.
like 2009.
Oh shit.
yeah,
never mind.
but-
Okay, then never mind. I'm
Yeah.
off. I'm way off.
I brought that up to bring up, like, you could demand it, but it's like, would you even like fuck with that shit? Like, that's some of that. I like that shit. Like, it's some cool Wayne, but it's like
Yeah.
it's considered a gem because people don't even know it exists.
Yeah.
Like,
He got a lot of them kind of songs, bro. I remember. Oh man, remember his old shit. I Feel Like Dying. That shit was gas.
Hell yeah, that shit's called The Rebirth, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, and I figure it was like a rebirth because he was gonna take like the more rock lane, but
Mhm.
it
He was skating himself.
Yeah, Wayne picked up.
He was
on-
kinda
on
boo-boo,
nice- he picked up on,
Look, you can see his face. That's why I wish we had video right now. Coming soon.
it comes with it. Shouts to Wayne, man.
Yeah.
It comes with it.
Yeah.
But hey, when you got the passion for it, like it seems like he has the passion for it. You do like push yourself to at least,
Yeah, definitely.
have some type of something to show for it.
Hey,
So
I,
that's it's motivational to kind of say.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. My bad. I don't mean to switch lanes, but I had to get into it. And it kind of goes along with your name, your stage name, man, Lou Suplex. So how did
Yeah.
that come about, bro? Let them
So-
know. Let's get into it. New Japan.
Hey, so man, so growing up, man. My father he watched pro wrestling, so I grew up watching pro wrestling basically all my life. So I was always
All my life.
I was always a fan of like wrestling and shit, like worldwide and shit, not just like fucking WWE and shit. I was like watching shit like internationally. So that's what that taught me a lot too, man. It contributed to my creativity as an artist and stuff, and that's the reason why I'm able to listen to different type of music. Listening to different entrance songs and shit like that. Yeah, but when I first began rapping, like I told you, I was like a skater who rapped. So I called myself, and my name is Lionel, by the way. Like I called myself L Skater 96.
L Skater 96.
Yeah, bro.
That
like,
sounds like that sounds like an AIM fucking chat room
I
name.
was gonna say MySpace.
like,
Yeah, that's
like
a MySpace
fucking
name.
username for man. I don't know,
That's
but
your freaking Tinder name.
hey,
Oh wait, no, he don't got a Tinder. He's got a girlfriend.
tell me
Sorry.
why I had a barber. He called him. I mean, his name was Dominic, but like he called himself fucking D Cutter. Like
D Cutter?
yeah, at that point I'm like, people just take the first letter of their name and put their hobby. Like, I'm like, nah, I can't.
Oh man.
But
Now
yeah,
everybody just puts their name and then their profession, like
or Lil or some shit. Like,
yeah. I
like
should be like
Lil Table
GM
Leg.
the podcaster. That's gonna be my rap name.
something Lil
GM the
Cast.
podcaster. GM the caster.
Man, some shit that's gonna fly, bruh, over time.
We gonna make it pop.
Man, no, but yeah, I called myself L Skater 96, and at like over time, I started to feel like it was a little elementary because I was rocking with that for a while. You know, like my immediate homies, they still call me that shit occasionally. Like I'll always be 96, but I just felt like I needed a more serious name because I also knew like people who grew up where I grew up, they would see L Skater 96 and would like immediately pass that shit up. Like, who the fuck will listen to a motherfucking name that? So
Yeah.
I was like, shit, I need like a cooler name, like first and the last name, like. And so I did want to have some shit that rhymed, and I was noticing that there's this it's like a move like within like wrestling and shit. It's called like the Luthez press, and Luthez is like kind of like a founder of the grappling, like, you know, like back in the Roman Greco days, if I'm not mistaken. He was like one of the more famous ones, but I had to check the history. Don't quote me.
What was his name?
Luthez.
Luthez.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like, damn, what if they named the fucking move after me? Like, what would my move be called? I'm like, Lou Suplex.
The Lou Suplex.
So Lou Suplex.
And it's stuck.
And then I start thinking like, fuck, Lou Su.
Lou Su.
But then I was like, fuck, what if people call me like La
Su-Wu?
Suplex or some weird shit? Because
Or
people would see L Skater 96 and like find so many ways to fuck it up. Like they would call me La Scata or like La Skater. Like it's
Yeah.
clearly L Skater
Oh, he must be a
96.
French skater.
Some shit, some weird shit.
Mexican.
So
skate
I started like, you know, I'm like, if they was to ever say La Suplex, that'd piss me off. So my first project is Lou Suplex. I called it Strong U, like, so you know it's Lou, like Strong U, Lou
Yeah.
Suplex. So for a while it was like Strong U, Lou, but that kind of got dropped. It's just like Lou Suplex. But whatever you remember, ultimately, just remember me, goddamn it.
But no, I want to talk. I gotta get, because we've chopped it up about this, because I've tried to dig into your head, and I've actually, man, Charlie, who did we have on here that we was talking about wrestling with? Who was it, bro?
With the New Japan wrestling or really?
No, it was just wrestling in general. We had somebody, I forget. Well, anyways, we were just talking, you know, because I just have, coming from martial arts, I got so many questions with wrestling, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm probably asking you the same questions I asked them, but I understand, like, you know what I mean, like, Pops. You grew up watching it with Pops, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is it about you that you love, like, what drew you into wrestling?
Honestly, it was my earliest, like, you know, found sensation with it that, you know, showed me like, yeah, I fuck with this. It would be seeing like cruiserweights wrestle cruiserweight. Like, you know, it's like smaller guys, like typically luchadors from Mexico. Like they would have like cool like masks and like, you know, they look just like sick as fuck doing like flips and shit. And also, as a kid, my pops had the 64.
The N64?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the one, bro. Star Fox on N64 was that shit.
Yeah, we had all the wrestling games, so I was playing a bunch of the games on there, like, you know, and I would, like, fucking do the moves on my pillows or some shit, or, like, go to school doing, like, the taunts and shit that I see them do on the games, like, doing, like, the DX shit, like all that stuff. So, yeah, it was just cool to me. Like, and like something about not knowing that it was scripted, I think that's what made me hold on to it. Like, cause it's like I had a fight as a kid, and I was like, well, you can't really clothesline this motherfucker, like that don't work. He'll slap the shit out you, like you can't really do that. So how the fuck does it work on WWE? Like, so I started to like, as a kid, like, wait a minute,
Was it in that fight when you were like, oh fuck, wrestling isn't real?
Yeah.
Was it mid fight where that was starting to come?
Hey,
Like,
it hit
oh
me.
my god.
It paused. Hey, back in the day before that was even the thing, it paused. Like at this point, Lionel knew he fucked up. Yeah, I knew I fucked up. But
Tell me about that first fight. Tell me about that
I
fight.
didn't fuck up after that. I was good.
Did that fight not go your way?
I mean, we were like little kids. We were just like scrapping and scratching and shit, like fucking like hugging and shit, basically. But it was just the fact, like I thought, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just clothesline him like JBL does. Like,
he's going down.
yeah, that didn't fucking work.
So did your respect or did your love of wrestling change after that?
It didn't really change because I never really. No, as a kid, I think I did think it was real, but like when I found out that it wasn't, I wasn't necessarily
Heartbroken or nothing.
Yeah, because at that point, it's kind of like I subconsciously knew that something wasn't
up to snuff.
Yeah, so it wasn't like, but I appreciate like the risk that they take because it's a show at the end.
Hey,
and
you can't knock that, bro. Them dudes punish the fuck out of their bodies.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like say I did say fuck this, wrestling is fake. I turned off wrestling. What would I watch? Motherfucking NCIS or something? Is that real?
Yeah.
Like I'll be kind of like a little, I feel a
Charlie's
little.
high.
It's so good. It's so good.
Charlie's lit.
Man, some California. Yeah, not
That's
California.
from elevated San Francisco, by the way.
But yeah, I would just feel a little strange. So, but it's kind of like movies and shit. That's not real. Like, and they use actors and they pause shit, take scenes, stunts. But like pro wrestling, it's like a live movie. They doing their own stunts. You can't take a break really.
Yeah.
So in a way, I respected it more. Like it's still dangerous. Like
yeah.
You can call it fake or whatever
People
the fuck.
died doing it.
Yeah, it's more so predetermined, like because they are working together.
Well,
it's like you got to protect, your boy. Like